Good morning, students. Let's continue our geography lesson 7, Human Geography of Tamil Nadu. Just recall what we learned in the previous class. In that class, we learned about water resources of Tamil Nadu, mineral resources, and industries of Tamil Nadu. Now we'll move on into the other concepts like population, transport and communication, and trade of Tamil Nadu. We'll see one by one. First concept is about population. The term population refers to the number of people living in a defined area. Number of people living in a defined area is known as population. The statistical study of the characteristics of human population is called demography. The statistical study of population is called demography. Based on the population of Tamil Nadu, we can divide the regions into three types. That is, based on high population, moderate and sparse population, we can divide Tamil Nadu into three regions. First one is about regions of high population. It is in the districts of Coimbatore, Chennai, Tiruvallur, Kanjipuram, Viluppuram, Dharmaburi, Salem, Madurai and Tirunelveli are the most populous districts in the state. In this district, major occupation may be industrial activities along with that agricultural activities. So in these regions where we can see high population. The next one, regions of moderate population, that is medium size population, we can see in the districts of Tiruvannamalai, Kadalur, Tiruchi and Tanjavur. They have the population of 30 to 30 lakhs. Then Vellore, Dindikkal, Virudhunagar and Thoothukudi district have the population of 15 to 20 lakhs. So minimum of 15, maximum of 35 lakhs comes under the moderate population region. Then last one is about regions of sparse population. So sparse population comes under the coastal districts of Nagapattinam, Tiruvarur, Pudukkottai, Ramanathapuram and Sivagangai. In this district where you can see the population of less than 15 lakhs. And Nilgiris district comes under the less population where we have only 10 lakh population. That is about the regions of population based on the density. That is based on high, moderate and sparse. Next one is about population density. Population density refers to number of people living per square kilometer. Based on the density of our Indian population, Tamil Nadu secures 12th position among all other states in India. So Tamil Nadu ranks 12th position. Considering that Tamil Nadu, Chennai is the densest district with 26,903 persons per square kilometer. So among all the districts of Tamil Nadu, based on the density of population, first one is about our Chennai. Followed by Chennai, we have Tiruvallur, Kanjipuram, Kanyakumari, Madurai, Coimbatore, Kadalur, Tanjavur, Nagapattinam, Salem, Vellore and Tiruchi. So these are the areas where we can see high density of population. The least density of population is recorded in Nilgiris. So you know it in Nilgiris, it is a hilly area where in both the seasons, that is in southwest and northeast monsoon, it will get heavy rainfall as well as the temperature is very low. So here the density of population is also very less. Considering the city state, that is the cities are densely populated than villages. What's the reason behind this? Because cities have a large scope for employment opportunities for both educated and uneducated. So cities have large scope for employment opportunities and cities are equipped with modern infrastructural facilities. And here infrastructural facilities means all means of transports as well as good roads, hospitals, schools, colleges as well as industries. And these attract the people from villages to migrate into a city. So cities are densely populated. That is about population density. Next topic is about census. Census is a statistical survey of the people regarding sex, literacy and religion and economic status of the people. That is the statistical survey. That is the meaning of census. Regarding census, in India, once in 10 years, government will take census of the population. Once in 10 years. The last year we have at 2011. So after 10 years, that is in the coming year 2021, we have the next census. So based on the census, we can know about the religion, sex ratio, and literacy rate of our Tamil Nadu. Considering the religion of Tamil Nadu, we have Hindus, Christians and Islam people are considered as major religions in the state. Apart from this, Jainism, Sikhism and Buddhism are considered as minor religion of the state. Then regarding sex ratio represents the number of females per 1000 males. That's the meaning of sex ratio. Number of females per 1000 male. Among the districts of Tamil Nadu, highest sex ratio you can see at Tanjavur and the least sex ratio we can see it at Dharmaburi and Salem. So the highest one is Tanjavur and the least one is Dharmaburi and Salem regarding sex ratio. The next one is about literacy. Regarding the literacy rate, literacy here means one who is able to write his name in his own mother tongue. That's the meaning of literacy rate we are calculating in India. One who is able to write his own name in his own mother tongue. Under this literacy rate, the highest one reported in Kanyakumari. Kanyakumari, where we have high literacy rate. Then the lowest we can see at Dharmaburi. Then other district like Chennai, Thoothukudi, Nilgiris and Kanchipuram also comes under high level of literacy rate. Among the district, first one is Kanyakumari, least one is Dharmaburi regarding literacy rate. So, after taking census, government is dividing population based on this religion, sex ratio and literacy rate. Next we'll move on into transport and communication. First we'll talk about transport. Regarding transport of Tamil Nadu, we have 4 ways, that is roadways, railways, airways and waterways. These are the 4 means of transportation available in Tamil Nadu. First we'll talk about roadways. Regarding roadways, the total length of our Tamil Nadu is 167,000 kilometers. That is the total road length. Under that, 60,628 kilometers are maintained by State Highways Department. So that comes under our state highways. And regarding Tamil Nadu roads, India, that is Tamil Nadu shares 20% of road projects in India under the operation of public-private partnership model. So public-private partnership model, we are maintaining our roads in Tamil Nadu. Considering the roads of Tamil Nadu, we have NH44, that is National Highways 44 is the longest national highway in Tamil Nadu and which runs from Hosur to Kanyakumari, that is via Dharmaburi, Salem, Karur, Dindukkal, Madurai and Tirunelveli. NH44. Actually this NH44 that connects from Kanyakumari to Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. So out of that, it covers nearly 627 kilometers in Tamil Nadu. So that you can see it as our national highway. That is our Nagarkoil road that comes under our NH44, which connects Kanyakumari to Varanasi, and here up to Tamil Nadu we have Hosur. Then we have NH 785, that is the shortest national highway in Tamil Nadu and which runs from Madurai to Tuvarankuruchi. Madurai to Tuvarankuruchi, and it covers only 38 kilometers. That is about the national highways of Tamil Nadu. Regarding railways of Tamil Nadu, Southern Railways headquarters located at Chennai. In Tamil Nadu, we have a well-developed rail network, and Southern Railway network extends over a large areas of southern peninsula covering Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Puducherry and minor portions of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So it covers Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Pondicherry and some parts of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh together is known as Southern Railways. But its headquarters it is in Chennai. And apart from this, Chennai has a well-established suburban railway network. Suburban railway network means suburban areas, that is apart from city areas, nearby areas were covered by electric trains. That's the meaning of suburban railway network. Then we have a recent development under this railways. We have mass rapid transit system. Mass rapid, in our book they are giving transport, but really mass rapid transit system, MRTS, and it is currently developing a metro system in Tamil Nadu also. What is MRTS? MRTS, that is Mass Rapid Transit System. It is a metropolitan elevated railway line in Chennai operated by Southern Railways. So in metro areas where you can see under the elevated portion trains will run, that is the elevated railway line, and it is the first elevated railway line in India. Actually it commenced on 1995. That is simply we can say flying rails in Chennai. It covers a distance of 19.34 kilometers from Chennai beach to Velachery. That is about MRTS, Mass Rapid Transit System. Under this MRTS, we have a new concept called Chennai Metro services. Whether you heard about metro trains? So that comes under that. Regarding Chennai Metro is the third largest in country. First one is Delhi, second one is Hyderabad, and third one is Chennai, and it was commenced on 2015, and it is a joint venture between Government of India and Government of Tamil Nadu. That is a joint venture. So both the government will share money for the operation of metro trains. Under this Chennai Metro, we have a mix of underground as well as elevated railway lines we can see at Chennai. That is about Chennai Metro and MRTS. These are the two developments under railways in Tamil Nadu. Next is about airways. Regarding airways, Tamil Nadu has 4 major international airports. So we have international, that is we will get flight service between the world countries. Under that international airports, we have Chennai, Coimbatore, Madurai and Tiruchi. These 4 are the international airports of Tamil Nadu. Under this, Chennai is considered as the third largest airport in India. First one is Mumbai and second is Delhi, third is our Chennai regarding airways. Apart from this, we can see domestic airports. Domestic, that is within our state, we have domestic air services. That airports we can see at Tuticorin and Salem. That is about airways of Tamil Nadu. We'll move on into waterways of Tamil Nadu. Regarding waterways, we have 3 major ports of Tamil Nadu. Major ports are at Chennai, Ennur and Tuticorin. These are the major ports of Tamil Nadu. Under this, Chennai port is considered as an artificial harbour. It is a man-made harbour and it is the second port in the country handling container services. That is about our major ports. Apart from this, we have 15 minor ports including Nagapattinam, Kadalur, like that. We have 15 minor ports in Tamil Nadu. And minor ports of Tamil Nadu are managed by Tamil Nadu Maritime Board. These are managed by Tamil Nadu Maritime Board. So that is about waterways. So far we learn about transports of Tamil Nadu. We have roadways, railways, airways and waterways. Under that roadways, I told you NH44 is the longest national highway of Tamil Nadu. Under railways, Chennai is the headquarters of Southern Railways. In Chennai we have MRTS system, elevated railway lines plus Chennai Metro. And airways, we have 4 international airways and Chennai is the third largest airport. And regarding waterways, Chennai is also the second port, and in waterways we have 3 major ports in Tamil Nadu and 15 minor ports in Tamil Nadu. That is about the transports of Tamil Nadu. The next concept is about communication. Communication is derived from the Latin word communicare, that means to share. That is, the act of conveying or exchanging information is called means of communication. So this communication we can divide that into mass communication and personal communication. Mass communication and personal communication. Now we'll see what is mass communication and what is personal communication. So under mass communication we can communicate to the large extent using some medias. So that we can divide that into print media and electronic media. So mass communication we have 2 types, print media and electronic media. Print media examples: communicate people through newspapers and magazines. Under electronic media, spreading news with TV, radio, computer and internet. So that is about mass communication. Then personal communication, that is to exchange information between the individuals personally. So here personally we can use postal communication, telephones, mobile phones and email. That is about personal communication. Under the postal communication, that is writing a letter. So here they are giving about postal districts and headquarters in Tamil Nadu. So we can divide this Tamil Nadu into 4 zones, that is Chennai, Western, Central and Southern. Under that, Chennai headquarters at Chennai, Western region headquarters at Coimbatore, Central headquarters at Tiruchi and Southern Post comes under Madurai as headquarters. So our place Tirunelveli comes under the southern zone of postal district in Tamil Nadu. Next concept is about trade. Regarding trade is exchange of goods and services between country or between people is called trade. And here export and imports are the 2 components of trade, exports and imports. So export means goods and services sold for foreign currency. So that is, we are exporting to some other country and will earn foreign currency. And import refers to goods and services brought from overseas producers. So goods and services brought from overseas producers, that is about imports. Regarding the export, Tamil Nadu contributes 12.2% of country's exports. So from Tamil Nadu we are exporting 12.2% in India. The difference between the value of exports and imports is called balance of trade. Difference between exports and imports are called balance of trade. The next concept is about major exports and major imports of Tamil Nadu. Based on major exports of Tamil Nadu, they are giving examples of 4 products, that is agriculture products. We have tobacco, cereals, cotton, sugarcane, paddy, groundnut, spices and vegetables. Under leather products, wallets, purse, pouches, handbags, belt, footwear and gloves. Gems and jewelry, pearls, precious stone, gold jewelry, decorations and antiques. Under chemical and related products, paper, chemicals, rubber and glass. These are the major exports of Tamil Nadu. Regarding the imports of Tamil Nadu, machineries like transport equipment, machine tools, non-electrical machinery, electronic machinery, Pharmaceutical products, petroleum, fertilizers, and newsprint are its major imports. So, machinery goods we are importing from other countries, and the state contributes 10.94 percentage to the country's trade through their major ports. So, we have three major ports in Tamil Nadu, and we are contributing 10.94 percentage to India's trade. That is about imports of Tamil Nadu. Regarding the trade, I told you the difference between value of exports and import is called balance of trade. Actually, what we are exporting and what we are importing should equalize. If there is no equality between export and import, that is called as unfavorable balance of trade. Considering India as well as Tamil Nadu, we are facing an unfavorable situation in the foreign trade. So that we are facing unfavorable balance of trade in India as well as in Tamil Nadu. That is about the trade of Tamil Nadu. Now we'll move on into basic road safety rules. Actually, in the last year's book we had this topic, but in this new edition that part was neglected, but it includes a detailed question. So I'll teach you about this, and this part will be uploaded in PDF form along with our distinguished give reason and 2 and 4 short answers. Watch carefully and later write in fair note. Now we'll talk about road accidents in Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu leads in number of road accidents in the country. Increase in road traffic, high speed of vehicles and violation of traffic rule are the causes of major accidents in Tamil Nadu. So the reasons are increase in road traffic, high speed of vehicles and violation of traffic rules. So violation of traffic rules, basically we are ignoring certain traffic rules. So after ignoring that, we are facing a problem. So violation of traffic laws, that is, many of you are riding vehicles without any license. That is a crime you are committing. If anything happen, you will be arrested without any bail. So students, be careful while you are riding. You should not have the right to ride vehicles in this age. So after 18 years, you will get the right to ride vehicles. So keep it in your mind. Now we'll see about the basic road safety rules. Regarding road safety, they gave the proverb as no risk, no risk. If you know the risk, then we'll ignore all the risk. So first one is aware of the road signals. So first we want to know about all road signals. Stop, look and cross the road. Listen and ensure whether a vehicle is approaching while crossing the road. Don't rush on roads, cross roads in pedestrian crossings. So you know it, pedestrian crossing, a zebra crossing, we want to cross the road. Then don't drive vehicles without license and don't use mobile phone while driving. Never cross the road at bends and stay safe in a moving vehicle. So stay safe in a moving vehicle, that is, while we are traveling in a public transport or in our own vehicle, we must secure our safety. For example, wearing a seat belt, wearing a helmet, then not to travel in footboards in bus. So these are about the road safety rules. Now students, you listen me, you must follow the road safety rules properly. Then we can lead a happy and healthy life. So in today's class we learned about population, that is the term of population, the statistical study of population, and the distribution of population, that is we are dividing population of Tamil Nadu into 3 divisions, that is high population, moderate and sparse population. Then we talked about our religion, sex ratio and literacy level of Tamil Nadu. Then we talk about transport and communication, under that roadways, railways, airways and waterways. Then we finished with communication and trade and exports and imports of Tamil Nadu. And finally, we finished with road safety rules. I hope you understood the concepts. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. And in the beginning, I told you you want to write this extra detail question, short answers, distinguish, give reason in a fair note. Thank you, ma.